Let us now examine a few examples of using these symbolic constants in our program. Consider the following program which defines a constant called tax rate. Here I am including the standard header files stdio.h and defining the symbolic constant tax rate 0.10, and I am declaring the main function. After that I am declaring the variables float balance, float tax, and I am assigning 72.10 value to balance. Tax equals balance into tax rate, and I am printing the values. Printf, the tax on percentage point 2f is percentage point 2f backslash n, comma, balance tax. Here my statements are ending. Here the preprocessor first replaces all symbolic constants before the program is being compiled. So after preprocessing the file and before it is being compiled, it now looks like stdio.h, that is our standard header file, and symbolic constant hash defined tax rate 0.10, the main function, and then characters all we have declared: float balance, float tax, balance equals 72.10, tax equals to balance into 0.10. This 0.10 is the result of use of the symbolic constant. Printf, the tax on percentage dot 2f is percentage dot 2f backslash n, balance tax. You cannot assign values to the symbolic constants. Considering the above program as an example, look at the changes we have made here. We have added a statement which tries to change the tax rate to a new line. It is to a new value. Hash include stdio.h, that is the header file included. Symbolic constant hash define tax rate 0.10, the main function. Float balance, float tax, these are the variables. Balance equals 72.10. Tax rate equals 0.15. This is illegal, will not get compiled. Tax equals balance into tax rate. I am printing the values of balance and tax. This is illegal here. You cannot reassign a new value to a symbolic constant. It's little substitution. So please exercise a care and be aware of the errors. As we learned, the preprocessor performs little substitution of symbolic constants. Let's modify the previous program slightly and introduce an error to highlight a problem. stdio.h, this is the header file included. Symbolic constant hash defined tax rate 0.10, main function. Float balance, float tax, these are the variables. Balance equals 72.10. Tax equals balance into tax rate plus 10.02. Here I am printing the values again of balance and tax. In this case, the error that has been introduced is that the hash define is terminated with a semicolon. The preprocessor performs the substitution and the offending line, which is flagged as an error by the compiler. This offending line looks like tax equals balance into 0.10 semicolon plus 10.02 semicolon. However, you do not see the output of the preprocessor. If you are using Turbo C, you will only see tax equals balance into tax rate plus 10.02 flagged as an error, and this actually looks okay, but it's not. After substitution takes place, now we'll see making programs easy to maintain by using hash define. The whole point of using hash define in our programs is to make them easier to read and modify. Considering the above programs as examples, how many changes would you need to make if the tax rate was changed to 20%? Obviously, the answer is once, where the hash define statement, which declares the symbolic constant and its value occurs. You would change it to read hash define tax rate equals 0.20. Without the use of symbolic constants, you would hard code the value 0.20 in your program, and this might occur several times or tens of times. This would make changes difficult because you would need to search and replace every occurrence of the hash define in the program. However, as the program gets larger, what would happen if you actually used the value 0.20 in a calculation that had nothing to do with the tax rate?